You don't need a mansion or a Hollywood name to leave behind a story that's more than just fame.
To need a will, just a family, or a cat plotting world domination. Welcome to Celebrity Estate Chaos, where we prove a lot of things. Like how estate chaos isn't just for millionaires with private islands, to anyone with stuff, relatives, or that one weird collection you think nobody's fighting over. And chances are, they will.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We cut through the noise to get you truly well-informed. Now, if you're anything like us, your pets, well, they're basically family, right?
Absolutely.
We're talking about Nibbles the hamster, who's probably the real boss, or Sir Reginald the cat, judging your every move.
Haha, yes. Or even old Bessie out in the pasture.
Exactly. And we've all been there, haven't we? Fretting more about whether they'd be okay in some disaster than, I don't know, our retirement plans.
It's a powerful connection we have with them. Totally understandable.
That's exactly what we're digging into today.
It is. That bond is huge. But our actual preparedness for them in an emergency, sometimes it lags way behind that affection. We all want to do the right thing, but how many of us really have a solid, actionable plan for all the members of our family when things go sideways?
That's the key question. If the idea of a sudden evacuation makes you picture, frantically trying to shove a panicked cat into a carrier, while yelling, "Wait, did someone grab the chickens?"
Yeah.
Then, yeah. You are definitely not alone. So for you, our fellow animal lover listening in, we're doing a deep dive today. It's called the Unheard of Emergency Kit. What every animal-loving family needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission here is really to give you a shortcut, sort of a clear path to understanding how to protect everyone in your unique family.
2 legs, 4 legs, wings, scales, the whole lot when an emergency hits hard.
Think of this as your essential reality check. We need to move past the wishful thinking stage.
Definitely.
We'll give you the crucial info and, importantly, some concrete steps you can take, so you can be that ultimate animal protector you already are deep down.
Okay, let's start with the big why. It's something we often just push aside, right? That little bit of denial we all cling to.
Oh, yeah. A wildfire here. No way, it's practically a rainforest.
Or an earthquake. Nah, we're on solid ground. Mostly.
Right. And look, that optimism is great for daily life. It gets us through.
But it becomes a real buzzkill, a serious liability, when an emergency actually shows up at your door, totally uninvited.
That denial trap.
Yeah.
It's easy to fall into. You look at beautiful places, say, like White Rock in BC, gorgeous coast.
Stunning.
But that beauty doesn't mean it's immune, does it? Those places face real threats.
Exactly. You could have wicked storms knock out power for days, or fast-moving wildfires forcing really quick evacuations. Even just a minor tremor could turn your perfectly stacked pet food shelf into, well, a mess, like Jenga gone wrong.
Yeah.
Emergencies don't exactly RSVP, do they? They just happen.
And speaking of things just happening, we kind of have to talk about the seismic elephant in the room.
The big one.
The big one, yeah. For anyone along the Pacific coast, especially here in BC, the Cascadia subduction zone, It's not just geology homework.
No, it's very real. And statistically, it's considered overdue. There's a significant chance of a major quake in the next 50 years.
So what's the biggest thing people get wrong when they think about preparing for something like that, a mega thrust earthquake?
I think it's the scale. People underestimate the sheer chaos. When that ground starts shaking, it won't be for seconds. It could be minutes of intense shaking.
Minutes. Wow.
Yeah. And if you're near the coast, potentially a tsunami right after. Roads cracked or gone, power out everywhere, communications completely flatlined. Now, picture that chaos. And then picture trying to coax your terrified terrier into a carrier.
Oh, man.
Or figuring out how to move, say, a dozen panicked farm animals when all the roads are blocked or damaged.
Yeah, it paints a stark picture.
Which is why this unheard of kit we're talking about isn't just like a nice to have. It's absolutely essential if you want real peace of mind.
And we have to keep saying it. Your animals aren't just extra luggage in a crisis. They're family. They rely on you for literally everything.
100%.
And the human cost when we aren't prepared for them. It's heartbreaking. We hear stories all the time, people refusing to evacuate because they can't take their animals.
Which puts them in danger, and it puts the first responders in danger, too. It's a terrible ripple effect.
So what does that look like on the ground? What are the real impacts when animals aren't factored into our emergency plans?
The numbers are pretty sobering, honestly. Think about Hurricane Katrina. Over 15,000 pets were rescued, which is amazing.
Yeah.
but the estimates are that around 250,000 were left behind or died.
250,000.
Yeah. And closer to home, the 2021 BC floods, over 600,000 farm animals were caught up in that crisis. Tens of thousands died.
That's devastating.
And look at the Southern California wildfires in January 2025. The Palisades and Eaton fires. We're talking over 40,000 acres burned just in the LA area.
Huge area.
Thousands of buildings gone or damaged, hundreds of thousands evacuated, and tragically, at least 30 people lost their lives.
And the animals in that situation.
It was chaos for them, too. Vets and rescue groups were totally overwhelmed. Some damaged themselves. Animals suffering from smoke, burns, just the sheer stress of displacement.
You hear about shelters filling up?
Instantly. Not just dogs and cats. Pot-bellied pigs, someone mentioned, a 30-year-old parrot. It took incredible effort just to move animals hundreds of miles away to find safety and care.
Wow.
And that doesn't even touch the wildlife impact, which was also massive. Pushing animals into cities, destroying habitats.
And for farm animals, it's a whole different level of difficulty, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't just, scoop up old Bessie and toss her in the back seat like you might with a small dog.
Right.
Their safety requires serious advanced planning. It's not an afterthought. These numbers, these stories, they're not just about the animals themselves. They really highlight a fundamental flaw in how we often approach emergency planning as humans.
Yeah, the tragic cost of not fully integrating our animal family members into our survival plans.
Exactly.
Okay, so the why is crystal clear. Stakes are incredibly high. Let's shift gears now. Let's talk about building that shield. The what?
Right, the actual kit.
Most people think, okay, bag of kibble, leash, good to go. But for these unheard of situations, for real peace of mind, we need to go deeper.
Much deeper. It's not just about basic survival. It's about making a terrifying situation as calm and humane as possible for everyone involved, yourself included.
So what's often missed? What's beyond the obvious?
Okay, first up, something we call proof of pet entity. Think of it like their emergency passport.
Proof of pet entity.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means actual identification, but more than just a tag. We're talking photos of you with your animal. That proves ownership.
Oh, smart.
Comprehensive medical records. Vaccination history is key. And microchip numbers, critically important. Make sure that microchip is actually registered and your contact info is up to date.
Why is that so vital?
If you get separated and it happens all the time in chaos, that registered chip is often the fastest way to get reunited. It also helps any vet who might treat them know their history quickly. Imagine trying to describe, your unique-looking cat, Captain Fluffernutter, to a stressed shelter worker without a photo.
Yeah, not ideal. Nightmare scenario, really.
Exactly. This paperwork, these photos, they cut through the confusion.
Okay, good point. Then there are meds and medical info, obviously.
Absolutely critical for keeping them stable. Pack any daily meds they need, prescriptions, insulin, pain relievers, whatever it is. Have at least a week's supply, maybe 2 if you can manage it.
And vet info.
Definitely. A copy of your vet's contact details and a well-stocked pet first aid kit.
No.
Because trust me, trying to bandage a wiggly hamster with a giant human Band-Aid in the middle of an emergency?
Oh, not a memory you want to make.
Ah.
Okay, pet first aid kit. Got it.
So meds handled. What about keeping them calm? Because everything around them is going to be chaos.
Right, that's where the Comfort Critter crew comes in.
Exactly. Does your dog have that one specific, really gross, tattered, squeaky toy he loves?
Oh, yeah. We all know that toy.
Pack it. Does your cat need on one particular blanket? Fold it up, bring it along. For farm animals, even a familiar halter or lead rope can make a difference.
So these aren't frivolous things.
Not at all. They are crucial for their well-being. Reducing stress is key. A stressed animal is unpredictable, harder to handle, potentially a danger to themselves or others. A calmer animal is a safer animal.
What else for comfort?
Something simple but powerful. An old t-shirt, something that smells like you. That familiar scent can be incredibly grounding for them in a strange environment.
Good tip. Okay, what about the less glamorous side, the practical stuff?
Yes. Portable potties and waste bags. And yes, that means for all species, even your prize-winning show pig.
Huh, okay, point taken. Why is that so important?
Evacuation shelters, if you end up in one, rarely have designated animal relief zones, especially not for, pigs or goats. You need to be prepared to manage their waste hygienically, because nature will call emergency or not.
Right. Responsible ownership, even in a crisis. Good point. What about food and water? We mentioned it earlier.
Yes, but let's emphasize quantity. A few days worth? Probably not enough. Aim for at least a week's supply, ideally 2 weeks if possible.
2 weeks. That's quite a bit.
It is, especially for larger animals. Think about how much water a horse or cow drinks daily. You need a plan. Maybe water purification tablets or filters, or practical ways to transport larger amounts of water.
And the food itself.
Consider calorie density, especially if space is tight. And crucially, rotate your stock. Don't discover your emergency food stash expired during the emergency.
Good reminder.
Mm.
Okay, food, water, potty breaks. What about keeping them contained?
Containment and control. Super important. This means having the right tools, sturdy crates, carriers, strong leashes, harnesses, maybe even ropes or halters depending on the animal.
And for farm animals.
You might need to think about portable fencing options, or at least have a very clear practice plan for how you're going to move them safely and keep them contained at your destination.
Why is this so critical? Give us an example.
Imagine you're in a crowded, high-stress emergency shelter. And your lovely, but perhaps slightly clueless Great Dane decides now is the perfect time to go exploring and make new friends.
Oh, dear.
Or your goat, Sparkles, sees an open door and makes a run for it. Containment isn't just a suggestion in those moments, it's absolutely essential for safety and, frankly, for everyone's sanity.
Keeps them safe, keeps others safe. Makes sense. Anything else for the kit?
One last crucial piece. Your animal advocate contact.
Okay, who that?
This is someone who knows your animals almost as well as you do. Could be your vet, a really trusted neighbor, maybe a family member who lives nearby.
And what's their role?
Have their contact info easily accessible in your kit, but also make sure they know your animal emergency plan before something happens. If you get separated or if you need help evacuating them, this person could be an absolute lifeline, your point person.
A backup plan, essentially. Smart. Okay, so we've got the kit pretty well sorted. The what is covered. Now, the where. Where do you actually go?
This is huge, and it's something people often forget until the evacuation order comes and panic sets in.
Right, because the standard emergency reception centers, they're mostly for people, aren't they?
Exactly. They are designed for human needs. Some might have very limited temporary arrangements for small pets, maybe in crates in a separate area, but they are generally not equipped to handle, as you said, a whole menagerie, especially not large animals.
So, showing up with Percival, the prize-winning goat, expecting a spot, probably not going to happen.
Probably not. You can't just assume there will be space or resources for your animals at a standard human shelter.
So what's the alternative? What's the plan?
The key is having a predetermined, animal-friendly destination before disaster strikes.
Okay, like what?
Options could include a trusted friend or family member who lives outside the likely hazard zone and is willing and able to take in your animals.
That requires a conversation beforehand, obviously.
Absolutely. Don't just assume. Another option is prearranging something with a boarding facility or kennel outside the danger zone. Again, requires planning and probably payment arrangements.
What about official shelters?
Some communities are starting to designate specific community animal shelters or locations as official pet-friendly evacuation sites. White Rock, BC, was mentioned as having plans like this.
So you need to check with your local municipality.
Yes. Actively inquire. Ask your local emergency management office, what are the plans for animal evacuation and sheltering in our area? If they don't have good answers, advocate for them. Push for these resources.
So the takeaway is, don't wait for the sirens. Figure out your where now.
Precisely. The time to make these calls and arrangements is now, when things are calm, not when you're trying to evacuate.
You know, when you lay it all out like this, it becomes so clear. Being over-prepared for your animals, it's not crazy at all.
Not in the slightest. It's really a badge of honor, isn't it?
It really is. And the peace of mind that comes with knowing your entire family, two-legged, four-legged, wing-scaled, whatever you've got is actually ready. That's invaluable.
Totally. It means you won't be scrambling, panicking, or facing those impossible choices we talked about earlier.
Instead, you can actually focus your energy on keeping everyone safe and navigating the situation calmly.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? It means, well, it means getting started. Go forth and begin building your own unheard-of emergency kit.
Even starting small is better than nothing.
Absolutely. Your animals, they'll thank you in their own ways with all that loyalty and affection they give, and you'll sleep better knowing you're truly ready.
Now, if you want even more detailed guidance, really want to nail down your plan, the sources we drew from for this deep dive are fantastic. They come from author Tina Jin's emergency series of books. Specifically, we looked at Ready for Anything and First Aid.
Yeah, those are really practical, gold standard resources for any animal-loving family looking to take their preparedness seriously. Highly recommend checking them out.
Definitely worth a look.
And maybe just one final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
The real test of our compassion, maybe, isn't just how we care for those who can ask for help, but how we care for those who rely on us silently for absolutely everything.
That's powerful.
When you take these steps to prepare for your animals, you're not just buying supplies or making lists. You're investing in a deeper kind of resilience for your whole family. You're honoring that bond.
A really incredible thought to end on. Thank you so much for diving deep with us today on this.
My pleasure. Important stuff.
That's a wrap for today's chaos. If you learned something, laughed a little, or now feel slightly more prepared for life's curveballs, we've done our job. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. Catch us on Spotify, YouTube, and anywhere podcasts make you rethink your to-do list. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, if it's important and unexpected, we probably cover it. Stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you next time.